looks sick. Throttle. Ooh. Yo guys, what is up? Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. Today, I've got an exciting video for you guys. But before we dive into that, I wanted to start by thanking you for your support on this channel. Your likes, views, and comments truly mean the world to me, and I make sure to take the time to respond to each and every one of them. I've even had phone calls with people who have commented asking for help. So if you like what you see, please consider leaving some feedback or just straight up making fun of the video. Any and all that really does help. And lastly, if you really want to help out, check out my iFlight affiliate links in the description if you're interested in buying any iFlight products. All right, enough of that. Let's not waste any more time and get straight into the video. So as you can see here, we've got a fully assembled iFlight Nazgul Evoque F5X. Over here, if you haven't noticed, I've got my original iFlight Nazgul 5 HD. I've been flying this original Nazgul for a little over a year now. As you can see, it's seen better days, but I still use this both for fun flying as well as professional gigs. But today's video is not about this. Today's video is about the Evoque right here. Now this drone is quite interesting, and from everything I've seen, it's a pretty decent upgrade from the regular Nazgul, which is a good thing because it's also a decent price upgrade. The good news is it looks like iFlight is still producing the regular iFlight Nazgul 5 in both analog and HD versions. I'm not sure if they plan to do away with that in the future, but you can still get a great performing HD quad from iFlight without paying the price of the Nazgul Evoque. Now I'm struggling to figure out where this lies on the iFlight food chain. I'm not sure if this is now their new entry-level quad because the price difference here is an extra $75 or so over this when I've been using this for over a year now and it's done amazing. So I'm not sure if this is something that you need if you don't want to pay the extra price. Now there are a lot of upgrades on here, so you do get what you pay for. And here is our product. Pretty cool. They've really upped their game on their packaging here. This foam, this is a hard, kind of a hard foam with perfect cutouts for the quad and all the accessories. Let's just go through some of the stuff that we've got here in the box. Some spare parts here, some screws, some antenna tubes, some TPU stuff there. This comes with some paperwork and some stickers. Right here we've got our propeller nuts, a couple of battery pads, spare battery strap. There is a battery strap on the quad, so we'll keep that for later. So under here we've got a screw and a nut and a little Allen wrench to tighten up our GoPro, which the mount comes on the drone. We've got a USB to USB-C cable, which will be used for our Vista and I believe the flight controller. You've got your antenna. This is the CATX Vista unit, so we only need one antenna here. Two sets of props, and they come with this little plastic holder that they slide in and out of, so that's kind of cool. And now let's take out our quad here. There it is. Look at that. That's pretty. This is the first time seeing it in person. I've seen reviews and I've seen pictures of them, but you get a lot more out of it once you've actually held it. So, I mean, I've always been a fan of the iFlight Nazgul. It's a good looking drone, and this is just really one up the game on the Nazgul. I mean, I don't want to fly this. I don't want to crash this. I don't want to get this dirty. This is very cool. Like all iFlight products, they come with all these stickers and all these warnings on it, propeller directions, where your battery pads and stuff goes, where your link button and flight controllers are. So that's great, very nice to have. Through seeing this online and in pictures, I thought this side paneling was going to be sort of a rubbery plastic, but it looks like, well, it is a hard plastic, which I guess is good, but I wonder if that will break on a crash. It's very cool that allows you to protect most of the stuff on the sides. And as you all probably know by now, all the integrated LED stripping on this through the carbon fiber arms, underneath the motors here, as well as on the sides panels of the drone, all light up in green. I believe some of them drop to a red as your battery sags down, but we'll have to see once we get this out flying. You know, my initial thoughts on these though, before seeing it, something I had thought was that adding a cut or channel inside the carbon fiber arm would decrease the rigidity of the arms and make them less durable for a crash, but it looks like the arms might just be another layer or two thick in order to add that. I'm not sure, I'd have to look that up, but the arms look very sturdy. On the side here, they've opened up a slot for access to the flight controller, a little rubber grommet or something, making sure it doesn't get dirty. There's another rubber grommet on the Vista, so that's nice. Put those back in after you get everything updated. This is the X frame, so they do make this in a Deadcat version, which essentially drops these top two arms out a little bit wider and back to keep them out of the frame view, to keep them out of the camera view up here. This one does fly better, but I don't think if you're not going for hardcore freestyle only, I think the Deadcat version is probably the way to go, because you'll get better video from the drone and not have to worry about your camera angle and getting props in view of your GoPro. All right, I just got done activating and updating the firmware on the Cat X Vista. I also got it hooked up to Betaflight so I could take a look at some of the configurations and set up the modes and the switches for my controller. I got it bound to my goggles and my controller. So now that all that's done, let's go take it out and fly. It's chilly out there, let's grab a jacket. All right, let's do a quick line of sight test flight over here. The wind is going left to right here, so I'm gonna line of sight it facing that way so the wind is at the back of the drone. All right, let's plug it in. Get our controller. There it is. Looking good. Oh, yep. There we go, baby. Looks awesome. I'm gonna give it a little throttle. Ooh! Do a little flip. Okay, it's not the fastest to flip. Do a backflip. Slow as well, not bad though. Pretty similar to the regular Nazgul, I'd say. All right, let's bring her in for a little landing. There she is, folks. Let's do one more line of sight facing this way. As you can see, the wind is pushing left to right, so the quad's kind of fighting that. Let's do a flip or a roll. All right, now let's do a backflip. Woo. Come on back. Front flip. Ooh, the sun's in my eyes. All right, I mean, it's pretty good, man. See if we can do a power loop. Oh, that was sick. All right, let's do some FPV flying now. And here we go. All right, so I just got back from flying, and this thing is incredible. It reminds me a lot of my original Nazgul 5. However, everything just seems a little bit more dialed in, which makes a lot of sense. I think what they had done is they put a little bit of a different tune, and they've got different motors and different flight controller stacks and everything on this that help it perform a little bit better than the original Nazgul. It still does have some prop wash when you're coming out of big dives, only if you have the GoPro on there. You can freestyle it, you can fly smooth and slow and cinematic. You can fly it even like it's a Cinewhoop if you really wanted to. I mean, it'll cruise along if you tilt your camera angle down. It's just an all-around great workhorse, I think. I wouldn't consider it a professional grade drone. I think the only thing actually holding it back is the Cadex Vista. You want to have a DJI air unit for two reasons. One, you can record the DVR direct to the air unit with a little bit higher quality than the DVR in your goggles. And two, the Cadex Vista overheats much faster than the DJI air unit or the Cadex air unit does. So if you're doing professional gigs, you might have to sit with the quad armed or plugged in for a little bit longer, depending on the shot you're trying to get. And the Cadex Vista could overheat, and that could ruin your shot if you're trying to use this for professional gigs. If you're just trying to use it for social media, YouTube, Instagram, those types of things, this paired with a GoPro 10, 9, or 8, you're gonna get amazing footage from it. Again, I've been using this original Nazgul that's been beat to hell over and over again for about a year now, and I still get high quality footage out of this with the GoPro Hero 10 or Hero 9 attached to it. I think there's only two issues that I have with it. One is the Polar Pro camera. I would much rather fly with the DJI cam or the Nebula Pro camera. And then two, which I'm a little shocked with, is the XT60 holder. So when I was trying to put the tattoo battery on and strap it in, I was having issues getting this to bend, but with these batteries, it was not a problem. They're very flexible, they bent all the way up, and I could easily get them plugged in. So this worried me a little bit because it was putting a lot of strain on the battery up here. I kind of like having the ability to tip the XT60 here as well if I needed to. But as you can see, it has been chopped up from a couple crashes. So having this holder here makes it a lot easier to keep it protected and not have to repair the XT60 pigtail on your quad. Alright guys, that about wraps it up. So I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video, especially if you made it this far. It really means a lot to me. But with that, have a great rest of your day and peace out.